Hello, my name is Nicholas, and today I'm going to be talking about the different states of matter. Now, many people probably know about this already, but for those that don't, this those people can watch this video. First one is the solid state of matter, and in crude terms, is stuff that doesn't want to change its shape. The volume is mostly definite. I've heard about electromagnetism being able to shove it into a smaller space, but for the most part it's definite, and it doesn't change to the shape doesn't change to fit the container. It can stay in its own shape, whether it's out in open air or just in a container or in something that is its shape. However, it's not necessarily definite because metal does bend. However, that's not exactly changing to fit its container. It's, in that case, it's changing because of force being applied. Now, a liquid is the next state of matter. Solids melt into liquids, and usually they will expand when they do that. However, a couple substances do contract when they do that, such as water and bismuth. The volume, again, is pretty much definite, although the shape changes freely. If you pour something into a container that's a liquid, which I'm sure you all know, it'll take the shape of the container. If you pour water into a measuring cup, it'll take the shape of the measuring cup, or a regular cup. Now, there is a property of a liquid called viscosity. That's the property of a fluid that resists the force tending to cause the fluid to flow. And here you can see water doing that. And then here's another one of oil doing that. The oil is much more viscous. It does it slowly. Then there's also this flour and water mixture that I whipped up, and it does it even more slowly. That fluid is even more viscous. Then there is another state called gas. In crude terms, that's invisible, hardly feelable stuff that puffs out, and the invisibility part doesn't always apply. Some gases, like I think chlorine is a light green color, they will have a slight tinge to them, like a color to them, but for the most part gases are invisible, and it does take the shape of its container and the volume of its container. It'll expand very far, and it does have a viscosity. However, the viscosity isn't quite as pronounced as with a liquid. Bugs use viscosity to keep their wings up when they flap their wings, but planes don't. Planes use something called Bernoulli's principle, and again, maybe another video I'll do on that. And small powdery solids can be carried up by gases. I might not have needed to include that. Maybe it's not quite that relevant, but it was fun to shoot. And then there is one more state called plasma. That is ionized gas. And some examples of that are the sun and static sparks. And static sparks can be as big as lightning, or just static sparks from playground slides or balloons, or like I'm getting very frequently right now, I will wake up and touch something metal and it shocks me because my blanket is fuzzy and gets electricity inside of me. So that's fun. But it's an example of a static spark. So if you liked this video, please consider subscribing and leave a comment with future suggestions. And goodbye.